There we go. Hello, folks. This is Kenny with Just the Right Angle. Oops. Need to get rid of that bottom banner there. Coming at you live, giving a quick update on what's going on regarding the primary elections. Y'all could follow me, give any updates if you wish to. This is the Arkansas Secretary of State's website. It's not official. This is, I'll just go down the list here. Looks like so far precincts fully 65 out of 2,869. So we are nowhere near done. We are just getting started in some of the results. So there's the kind of the lead. This is probably early voting, and then maybe a few counties that may have reported in some of their results. I'll just go through all of them here. Tom Cotton is most likely to win the U.S. Senate Republican primary election. There are his two opponents there, Micah Ashby and Jeb Little. Now, whether he'll get 50%, that's another key factor. That in order to avoid a runoff election, if there are more than two candidates in a race, the winning candidate has to get over 50% of the votes in that race in order to avoid a runoff. Here's the Democrats. They're having a primary. Haley Schaffner versus Ethan Dunbar. This is French Hill versus Chase McDowell. Again, as you can see, there's only a few precincts in here. This is the 2nd Congressional District. So you can see how some of the votes have been tallied here. I'm not sure if that's every vote or not. I can't quite tell what the status is. Let me look at to see how their system is working here. Democrat for Congress, they had a primary there. Looks like Chris Jones is dominating that. Oh no, this is a little more even here. This is the 4th district. Whoever the Democrat is there, I believe is going to run against 4th district. I believe that's Steve Womack, if I'm not mistaken. So there's the statewide races. Let's see if we can break it down by a county. Let's just try Pulaski County. Let's try statewide races. Actually, let's go. Let me see the results of statewide races for various. Now, these are the people running for be the Democrat nominee for governor. Fred Love is defeating Sufa. I'm not going to try to pronounce that other name. This is Republican candidate for Commissioner of State Lands. It looks like statewide. Again, these are precincts that have been done here. I'm not sure of their system, how it works. 65 out of 2,850. So apparently Colchester has to lead over Christian Olson. And here is Secretary of State. Here it looks like a three-way race. It looks like everybody has about a third of the votes at any given time. Kim Hammer has a slight lead over Brian Norris, but again, it's negligible. If it stays that way, that one's going to be a runoff election. And this looks really close. Nick Broney is the ones that Republicans supported for statewide for state Supreme Court. John Adams is the Democrat, but of course, a lot of people don't know that. You can see this map here of states that have put in some of their votes. Again, I can't quite tell if it says precincts fully. Well, here it says partially 20 precincts fully 029, partially 2829. I'm not quite sure what all that means. I don't know if this is early voting or if they just counted everything. Because some of them say 028, partially is 2728. You go back here. Brian Norris has his own watch system here. We're just showing the tally. This is a little bit different. It gives you a chance to comment. My wife thanking Brian Norris for offering this system here. And it shows he won Pulaski County. Let me go see his race in Pulaski County. Oh, wait, statewide. So I can get a breakdown of numbers here. Share this tab. Okay, so it looks like, and again, I don't know if this partially means that they've got all the counties in and they already did all their counts, but it shows Brian Norris slightly leading Kim Hammer in Pulaski County, which is overall pretty big victory, just considering that Kim Hammer was mainly a state rep in Saline County right next door. And of course, as a state rep, he often spent time in the state capital in Little Rock. But that is kind of, we'll wait to see where Saline, if Brian Norris or Kathy Harrison win Saline, it'll be kind of embarrassing since, like I said, Kim Hammer's running from that area. Kathy Harrison is mainly in the Miller County area, which is way down here. And then Brian Norris is in Independence County, which is right up there. Their results haven't come in yet. Let me see Cleburne. Okay, well, looks like he's won Cleburne County, but although not by much though. But again, it's really too early to see what else is all going on. Let me go to the Pulaski County Election Commission website. When they usually post results, you can get a breakdown of everything that's been going on there. Let me send some links so in case I go off and do something else, you can have. Here's a link to the Brian Norris feed. This one is to the Secretary of State's election website. Wow, you can go by state representative or state senator. If y'all have any messages, any stories, updates on what's going on, feel free to let me know. There is one thing going on. I saw this. Actually, Rebecca let me know about this. South Arkansas Reckoning posted this, that there was one precinct that had an incorrect date on the ballots. Here we go. Early voting results in Grant County. You see this. The date is wrong. The copyright is out of date. Am I told they don't have an admin to change that? So this was election summary December 22nd, 2004, 9:13 a.m. Report generated with Electroware copyright 2007 to 2020. So that I don't know what that is. The copyright's out of date. That is very disturbing. So both the copyright is outdate and the election summary is outdate. But these candidates are supposedly I guess they're the same. Let me go to the Secretary of State's website, Grant County. Oh wait, that's in alphabetical order. Sorry, there's Grant. 0 to 9 county races here. Jacob Palmer, Polini Berry, Stephanie Pruitt. Those are Republican county and circuit clerks. Representative county judge. Yeah. So those are the same candidates. Representative county Republican county treasurer Tandy Gillis versus Dennis Names. And if I go back to here, there they are. So these are the supposed results for Grant County, which is in Sheridan area, which has had a lot of drama regarding everything. A data center. There was a school board member that trashed homeschoolers. Lots of drama that happened in Grant County, and now they have this weird thing where the election summaries from December of 2024 and the electronic ware copyright is from 2007 to 2020. That is weird. So if anybody knows anything that's like this, let everyone know. We've already had all kinds of problems, of course, on a national level with machines. I'll kind of try to keep up with Susie Parker about what all this means. Okay, I'm going through a cold right quick, so what I'm going to do is take a little bit of a break off the camera. Let's see if I have any. We go to Twitter X to see any latest. So Twitter X is giving these predictions here. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I don't think she even had an opponent for primary election because they made it too expensive to do so. They're projecting Fred Love will become the candidate to run against Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I believe the Libertarian is Colt Shelby. They're predicting Tom Cotton will be the Republican candidate for U.S. Senate in the November election. They are also predicting Kelly Schaffner for Democrats. This is by, I don't know what group is doing this. NBC News. And then there's my stream, or at least the thumbnail for my stream. And let me go back to this. So it's been back and forth between who's going to actually get the lead here. Brian Norris apparently has won several counties and is leading. Again, whoever does not get 50% of if nobody gets 50%, this will go into a runoff. The person who has the least amount of votes of the three will be dropped out and will be the top two. And so far, there's no sound from this broadcast here. 22 out of 75 counties reporting. Now, I don't know if these are complete reports or if they are just partial. Apparently, with this color coding here, Brian Norris is in the red counties that he won. Kim Hammer apparently is the blue counties. 23 counties reporting, and then Kathy Harrison is the purple counties. She will probably win Miller County, where she is from. Brian Norris will probably get a boost in Independence County, which is up here. And I'm not sure about Saline because, like I said, Pulaski was won by Norris, and then the surrounding counties, which I forgot where Kemp Hammer's district is in, appears to be won by Kathy Harrison. So interesting to see, but right now it's neck and neck race. Kathy Harrison's won some more counties, but they're not as populated. So there's that. Let me see a broadcast here from 429 News. Here, let me share this tab real quick. Go ahead and play this. Go away. Sorry. Ooh, Brian King's beating Bobby Ballinger. Neck and neck with it. All right, let's pause them, go back to the Ryan Norris system. Looks like he's won. So you can see the counties that he's won, but of course, again, it depends on the population of the counties and by how much they win. So that's going to be a factor. 26 out of 75 counties reporting. Of course, we're not even halfway done. We're barely a third of the way done. And we have Brian Norris still leading with only 230 votes and nowhere near 50%. Now let's go back to the Secretary of State's website. Yeah, if you see anything else, anything strange, but the Grant County candidates there are the actual ones for this election. But that's again, the copyright for that was from 2007 to 2020 from Electionware, and then the election summary was December 22nd of 2024. So that is very odd that that would be down there. And then why the election summaries at 9:13 a.m. I don't even know what election they had there in December of it. Would that be a primary runoff? I'm not sure. It had to be a special election of some kind. I don't know. Here we go. We see the let's go to the turnout. Statewide turnout. 8.1%. Oh, but that's just a partial. That's what they've counted so far. Favorites. I don't know why they have that. Let's see. There is a. Let's go to the race in. I think it was Drew County. There is a state representative race there. John Kyle Day versus Missy Wardlaw. And I forget how many other counties that covers, but it looks like John Kyle Day has won Drew County. If this precincts fully versus partially thing checks out, I don't know which other counties. I guess I could go statewide and see if it'll show which other counties there are. Deshay has not put their results in, and Bradley has not either. But Drew, I believe, is the most populated county of that area. Let me see Lincoln County. There's no race there for state rep. None for Ashley, and I don't think it's Chico. So it looks like it's just those three counties for John Calday and Missy Wardlaw. So Missy Wardlaw will have to win Deshay and Bradley County if she's going to win that race. She is the wife of the current state rep. I think his name is Jeff Wardlaw, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back out to statewide. See any other updates there. This is, of course, the Arkansas Secretary of State's website. Let me hit refresh to get. It's supposed to automatically update, but I'll hit refresh anyway. Again, it looks like Cole Jester is winning the race for land commissioner. And here's the results on here for the Secretary of State's website race. And this one shows Kim Hammer winning at the moment, but it looks like so far it's literally in thirds. And then the race for Supreme Court, Nick Broney is pretty much the Republican there. John Adams is the Democrat, but a lot of people don't know that because it's a nonpartisan race. So wait to see what happens with that. And we can look at some counties. Looks like some of them, I don't know if they have their results up or not. We just hover over the counties to see if they have results. They have some named, but they don't show the results for them. Here's Perry. county judge. These are very important positions, of course, because they decide. They're basically the um, millions of dollar budget, multi-million dollar budgets within the county. They decide where that money goes to. Looks like this guy got over 50% of the vote, so they won't have a runoff there. Let's see what races are in Pulaski County. Oh, Wendell Griffin looks like he's going to beat Pulaski County Judge Barry Hyde. That's interesting. Wendell Griffin's been involved in several different protests. He was a judge for a little bit. And then looks like Sheriff Higgins easily defeats Wheeler. And Deborah Buckner's defeating Adam Fogelman. Sadly, Pulaski County has been a Democrat stronghold. But let me go back to the Brian Norris thing. Give me just a moment. All right, let me take a little bit of a break and I'll be right back. All right, folks, I am back. Looks like Brian Norris has still in the lead. Looks like he's increased his lead a little bit by 2,000 some odd votes. 34 out of 75 counties. Again, if nobody gets 50%, it will be a runoff between the top 2 out of 3 in this race. And of course, that's with any race as well. So let me go back. Most of the federal positions appear to be overall pretty well decided. I'll go back and share them if I can not move the map a little too much. The first big one is a Republican candidate for U.S. Senate. It looks like Tom Cotton is still dominating that race. Most news agencies have already called this. Democrat candidate for U.S. Senate is Haley Schaffner. U.S. Congress District 2, it looks like French Hill is going to beat Chase McDowell. And then he will run against Chris Jones. Now here's a kind of tight race. James Russ versus Stephen O'Donnell. And that's all the federal races. If we go for the statewide races, looks like Fred Love's going to be the candidate for governor, who will run against Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who had no opponent. And then, yes, the Libertarian will run in November. And I don't know if any other independent candidates filed to run for governor as well. But Commissioner of Lands, or Land Commissioner is what we usually call him. Looks like Cole Jester is beating Christian Olson. Results aren't all in yet. And of course, here's the race that's so far divided in about thirds. And then state Supreme Court, the Republican is Nick Broney, and he's facing his Democrat John Adams. It's officially nonpartisan, but those are those races. I don't know if it'll give any results on judicial races or not. You know why it does it? It'll list a county, but it won't show. I'm just looking at judge races for judge. Oh, circuit judge. Here we go. Here's a three-way race. Robert Tellez versus Jesse Gibson and Jacob Wickliffe. It looks like Robert Tellez is in the lead in that race. And it looks like Patricia James is beating Caleb Baumgartner. Democrat Justice of the Peace, District 5. And then it looks like Bobby Forrest Jr. is partially ahead of, well, no, that maybe the race is done, of Will Jones. And let me see in Pulaski County, the school board elections. Solander Jackson defeating her. Looks like Heather B. Smith defeated Bradley Morrison. And Laurel Tate defeated James Jackson. I don't know these names all that well. And then for city, there's nothing there because the city races aren't up yet. State Senate. It looks like State Representative Brandon Aker defeated Mishka Martin. And that is to replace Jane English. And then State Representative. Wait a minute. It's Alex Holliday versus Cordelia Smith Johnson. Oh no! Wait a minute. This should show the Bo Renshaw, because they already, I believe, had their primary. I don't know how that's, because this is District 70, and you were to get a separate ballot. One was for either Alex Holliday or the Democrat, or Bo Renshaw, the Republican. So I'm not sure how that's working, why that's not displaying. Bo Renshaw's name should be somewhere on here, because this is his race to see whether it's going to be a Republican or a Democrat. I don't know if somebody can figure out why Bo Renshaw's name is not on there. Let me pose that question to folks, because that's a mystery to me. This shouldn't be Cordelia Smith Johnson. I thought they already had their primary. I am looking at the Secretary of State's. Oh. Yeah, Pulaski County, District 70. And Alex Holliday was the Democrat in that race. So I'm going to post an image of what I'm talking about, folks. I mean, Bo Renshaw's name should be somewhere on there. Add this as a graphic, new image. Actually, I could just display it here. Well, I'll save it as a graphic anyway. I'll post this a question on Facebook. And I need to actually post this as a question. Let's see if I can do that. Folks, if you don't have a Twitter account, set one up so that you can make comments on this. Why is Bo Renshaw's name not on the District 70 election? District 70 election results. Okay, Brian Norris is still in the lead in his Secretary of State race, but his lead has gone down to 828 votes. 38 counties have reported. But this is still, I'm trying to figure out this mystery here, what happened with District 70 in Pulaski County. Okay, I'm on the Pulaski County website now. Maybe it'll give a breakdown of this. Oh boy, it says, so Pulaski County Voter turnout was only 14%. It says 8,700 Republican ballots were cast, 23,000 Democrat ballots were cast. Oof. So those are results in Pulaski County for U.S. Senate, U.S. Congress. There's Secretary of State, and you can see there were Brian Norris won. And I'm looking for District 70 because that doesn't. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Let me see if it'll have anything in this special election. Okay. So I'm going to let me go back to let me go look at another race. It's got nationwide attention here, and it is Lonoke County for sheriff. Now the state system doesn't show it at all. It doesn't show any results. Now you see these tax increases. I don't. Oh, the tax increase in Maumelle looks like that one's going to go through. Well, except for the last question in Maumelle, they had 7 tax increases on the ballot. Looks like 6 of them got through. Let me see if I could find any results in the Andrew Spencer race, because of course that's got nationwide attention. Oh, here we go. Well, based on the turnout, it looks like Alex Holiday is very far ahead of Bo Renshaw. Well, this is just the early vote results, though. So we'll have to wait and see what the election day results from Pulaski County are. All right, let me take a little bit of a break here. All right, folks, back on here. Trying to get an update on the Aaron Spencer race. Let me go to Aaron Spencer for sheriff's page. I haven't found anything there. Aaron Spencer, of course, was famous for dealing justice with someone who should have never been out of prison in the first place, and was arrested and put on a show trial where the Supreme Court had to step in. Let me see his Facebook page itself. Nothing there. And here, let me check out his campaign page. Some comments, but no updates as of yet. I don't see any results. Let me go to the Secretary of State's page. And there, it's also a three-way race, but I do not see any results in Lonoke County regarding the sheriff there. Let me see other. Let me see other races statewide. Constable District 1. Big Rock Township. Looks like these are constable races or so I guess the others are constables. Alrighty. Let me go back to Brian Norris's display here and then go. All right, folks, we're back on. Just to let everybody know, you can follow me at Just the Right Angle on Rumble. On YouTube, it is Keep Arkansas Legal. Also on Truth Social and Gab as Keep Arkansas Legal. My new Twitter account is Keep AR Legal. Also on the website MeWe. If you want to support this broadcast, I have links there in the description. I have set up locals. You can become a subscriber. Looks like so far Brian Norris is still in the lead for Secretary of State. We are not quite halfway done with all the counties reported. Of course, Kathy Harrison is from Miller County, so she appears to have won that. Although, oddly enough, right next to Brian Norris appears to have won the county next to that. It does look like that's going to be a three-way race so far, and that it's probably not going to be 50% anybody getting it. So it'll probably be a runoff. The runoff is March 31st. Of course, it's a Tuesday. All our elections are on a Tuesday. Let me see. Go back to statewide. Let's mainly focus on the statewide races since the federal one has pretty much been all decided. Let me get out of the counties here. And let me look up for any other updates that are going on. I'm scouring for continuous updates. So it doesn't look like 47. So now we're past the we're about at the halfway point here. Brian Norris has a 313 vote lead. Kim Hammer and then Kathy Harrison is in third so far. Big issue in that race is whether or not to use the machines or to use hand-marked paper ballots. There actually was a recent incident in Independence County where somehow the county officials overturned the will of the people regarding hand-counted paper ballots. Brian Norris has actually filed a lawsuit regarding that issue. And then Kathy Harrison has stated that she would be in favor of paper updates from the Secretary of State's race on some of these other. I guess we can see an update on the turnout. So it's gone up considerably. Precincts reported. It shows only 26 point, roughly a little more than a fourth of the precincts that have reported statewide. So some counties will be done. Other counties are still waiting on results. It'll be kind of a while before we see anything. Let me type in Arkansas primary in Twitter X and see the latest from there. Here's somebody, Chief Keith Monahan. They said that they're down. They have shutting down the voting machines, securing and sealing the ballot boxes, and having Saline County deputies escort them to the county clerk. See you in November. I don't know why Saline County's taking a little bit longer. Arkansas Times has went ahead and called the land commissioner race for Colchester. There's some stuff from Texas. 429 has declared it that it'll be a race for U.S. Senate between Haley Schaffner and Tom Cotton. Fred Love. Oh, some people in North Arkansas might get some thunderstorms. It's just a little weather update. It's on Twitter X. All right, let me go back to the Brian Norris update system. Oh, he's increased his lead. Again, Saline County, where Kim Hammer was a state rep. So it'll be interesting to see what the results are from there. If they'll get a bounce, and how much of it will it be? Posting again on Twitter X, just a reminder. I'm doing a repost of this live stream. Oops. Adding some different tags here. Some other. So I'm looking to see any other updates that are going on regarding the election in general. Besides the three-way race, there's Aaron Spencer, who's running for Lonoke County Sheriff. Okay, this is a result from Missy Bosch. And this looks like it was taken directly from the election area. Only results. Okay, so these are early results. I don't know if these are the final ones. So it looks like Mike Verkier is defeating Stubby Stuball. It looks like Aaron Spencer is defeating both John Staley and David Bufford by a significant amount. Again, these are early results. But 449 to looks like 137 and 176. So definitely looks like over 50% of that. I believe this is a state rep race. Cameron Cooper, who's the incumbent, getting a lot more votes than Andy Pennington. So this is from Missy Bosch in Lonoke County. Thank her for the updates. I'll post a quick live stream. me go back to the unofficial. So I figured out what the issue regarding Bo Renshaw. The Pulaski County system has, they went ahead and put the early vote results on a separate thing from the primary election. So this is the early vote results so far in that race. So you can disregard my earlier question. Just see that. If you have any other updates, you can feel free to chat, put them in the chat. Let me put it back on the Brian Norris thing. Then I'll take a quick little bit of a break. That is a question.
Sure, yeah, 7 days ahead.
Where does it say that?
Oh, I found it somewhere. I look on so many places before I make statements. I double, triple fact check myself. But I've
Okay.
had so many things open, I don't know now. I think it all referenced that code though.
Okay. So we're looking at here. Here are some election dates from this is from the Arkansas Secretary of State's website. Now, for those that don't get, if there is more than two candidates in any race and no candidate gets 50%, it goes into the runoff. According to Arkansas Code 77203A, this is the date of the runoff, March 31st. Now, in the other parts here, it shows the dates for early voting for whichever election. Like early voting for the March 3rd primary started February 16th. Early voting for the general election starts October 19th.
Arkansas code 75418. Arkansas code 75418. Let's check that one.
So there's Arkansas Constitution Amendment 51. That looks like that covers elections. So what we're trying to do is see if there's early voting for the primary runoff. Let me look up Arkansas Constitution Amendment 51. Hold on, let me do some more research on this. Give me just a moment. All right, folks. Well, the update on the race for Secretary of State, Kim Hammer's place in Saline County, he just got a boost from votes in there. It looks like he's in the lead by about 4,000 votes. He is, however, not getting nowhere close to getting 50%. And so it will likely be a runoff. According to the Arkansas Secretary of State's website, the runoff from a primary is March 31st. And so what we're looking for now and researching is to find out if there's a few early voting days before the primary runoff. So let me go back to mute and try. Okay, looks like an update. We got 54 out of 75 counties reported. It looks like, again, Kim Hammer has a slight majority. Ryan Norris coming in second, and Kathy Harrison coming in third.
I can't tell a legend who's what color.
Okay.
Is Hammer blue and Harrison
Yes.
purple?
So Kim Hammer is the one, and the counties won by Kim Hammer are the ones in blue. Kathy Harrison's are the one in purple. And if you look at this map, the counties that have red and then Brian Norris's symbol show are in red, and then have his little election symbol there and shown in. So it looks like Brian Norris is won more counties, but of course there was a big boost, and a lot of people in Saline County seem to have supported Kim Hammer. He got a boost from there. Let's see the statewide what the results are coming in. How many results have come in on a statewide level? Of course, there's a lot of counties that will have updated beforehand. It shows state turnout at 15%. Let's see what they're doing statewide. Democrat governor. Looks like not quite half of precincts fully covered there. So we're not even halfway done. It does show similar results there. Kim Hammer leading Brian Norris, and then Kathy Harrison coming in third. It still shows Nick Brony beating John Adams. Looks like he's increased his lead there. And then let me see if there's any other updates going on. Don't see any updates on any Facebook pages so far. Okay, this is posted by Christine Carrington, and this is on white marker. It shows the results here. So you can see the results that have been written down here. Well, this first section here shows the statewide races. And then the second image shows the county judge. I'm not sure if these are early results or the full results. Let me take a little bit of break and look at some more research. Give me just a All right, folks, some breaking news. This is posted by Conduit News. I showed this to be about a minute ago. Senator Brian King has been reelected, defeating Bobby Ballinger in the race for Arkansas Senate. Doesn't show the district there. And then incumbent Ron Caldwell defeats Trey Bohannon. These are people that Conduit News supported overwhelmingly. And they put him as part of the CF75 campaigns. These are the latest from Conduit News. You can follow them as well for important updates on what's going on. Let's see what else is happening. Okay, this is from Kathy Harden Harrison. I have a lot of great friends running for office during this election. I want to wish you all peace and good luck tonight. That's nice. Okay, this looks like a statement from Scott Stubbs for state representative. I want to thank everyone for the support over the past several months. I've met thousands of new people and knocked on just as many doors. While the outcome was not what we'd hoped, I still congratulate the winner and look forward to being engaged constituent and small business owner. I gave absolutely everything I had, so there was nothing I would have done differently. And there's some more. You can read that statement there if you wish to. Scott Stubb for state representative. All right, let me go back to the Secretary of State's website. See any update, any of the races. Let me see if they've given the results in Lonoke County for that sheriff's race that we have all been looking at. No, still nothing.
Who are you looking for?
Aaron Spencer for sheriff on the Arkansas Secretary of State's website. It does not show that.
Well, I know you can find out stuff from other people quicker than you can this.
Okay, so let me go back and do some looking to see if I can find an update on Aaron Spencer for sheriff on Facebook or Twitter. Okay, folks, here is a statement. It doesn't have official numbers, but I'll read it. It's from Melissa McMahon. Results look great so far. We are very encouraged by what we're seeing tonight. This was posted 8 minutes ago from a post from 3 minutes ago. Actually, let me see if I can get the official page to see it. This was 13 minutes ago. So let me see if there's any numbers in the comments. There's, and I think this is that same image I had earlier. But it looks like the early voting. Yes, this is the early voting results. I'll go ahead and type them in.
Do we know about John Kyle Day and Missy Wardlaw yet?
Nope. Looks like Day was ahead last time. Let me see here. 449. Let me see here. 176 and 137.
Which one are you looking for?
I'm typing in Aaron Spencer's results. So he's beating his opponents. Yeah, that is 2-1. I'm getting definitely more than 50% based on early voting. Let's go back to the Secretary of State's website and zoom out for state representative. Let's go statewide. So John Kyle Day won Drew County. This is a Republican primary for Representative District 94, defeating Missy Wardlaw for that county. Let's see, Deshay County, it looks like he got a few more votes there, 66 to 29. And then Bradley County. We're waiting for results. We don't show any results from Bradley County. It's looking like John Kyle Day is going to win that race and defeat Missy Wardlaw based upon the number of votes that are in Drew. You can see the more precincts that are there. Deshay doesn't quite have as many people, and then looks like Bradley has about as much as Deshay. And I don't show any other counties that are involved in this race for state representative. Just these three. So, based upon that, share this tab.
Do you want me to share a number I just found on AP?
Yes.
It's for the Secretary of State. They're showing right now with 80% of the votes counted, Brian was 78,957 and Hammer 78,207.
Okay.
That is
and Kathy
700 a 700 difference.
And Kathy Harrison.
Kathy is now in third place with 75,030. So
share that. Yeah, where are you going to share that to?
750 votes ahead. Brian's 750 votes ahead. I can send you a screenshot.
Sure.
How do you want it?
Or you could post it on Facebook. So because I'm on.
Do you want me to email it to you? How do you want it?
Can you post it on Facebook?
No, we're probably better not.
Okay, yeah, just email it to me. All right, let me go back to this. So here's some new comments. Brian Norris has just posted AP has me a percentage point ahead of Hammer. Let me go. Let me check my.
I'll send you the actual number. 750 votes. ahead
so far with 80% reporting.
of 80% reporting. And that's the AP that I just went to myself. And that was updated at 10:25, so 2 minutes ago. And then it breaks it down by county.
The Associated Press does. Yeah.
I can tell you them. The ones that are reporting who won what.
Come on.
Do you want me to tell you what counties Norris and Hammer are winning, or do you want to mess with it?
Sure. Well, give me my snip tool.
Did you say that Kyle Day was winning over Missy Wardlaw?
Yes. Based upon there's 3 counties and Kyle Day has won 2 of them, and Drew County appears to be the more popular one. So, okay, I don't know what's going on now. Everything's frozen.
Yeah, they have things too.
Trying to get my snip tool and it won't give it to me.
Nick Berlin himself is showing. Still that Hammer's ahead on his page.
Yeah, his thing may not be as updated as AP. It's possible. I don't know. Give me my snipping tool.
Wonder how Cody Powers' race is doing.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. And we're back. So this is a graphic from the AP showing results. So as you can see, it's a lot further ahead in terms of the results showing here. It shows Brian Norris ahead of Kim Hammer by just a few votes. 750 votes all total. Let me refresh this Facebook page because it looks like it got a little blurry. And then it should update some comments on what's going on here too. Again, based upon the Arkansas Constitution, if there's more than two candidates and nobody gets 50%, there is a runoff election March 31st. And then let me widescreen this so you can see what's going on. So the AP Associated Press looks like it's a little bit ahead. What's going on?
He's now leading by 782 votes.
Yeah.
That's with 81% of the votes counted.
Okay, let me go back.
And Kathy Harrison is now coming in third.
Okay, let me see any updates on Aaron Spencer. That's not anything major. Let me type in Aaron Spencer.
No, what just changed? They both just bumped up, but can't. Brian is now 1,100 and he's over 1,000 ahead now.
Oh, wow. Let me get the Associated Press and see if I can find live primary elections. Arkansas. Arkansas.
Brownlee County hasn't come in yet. Let's see what else we're waiting on. Dallas County, Fulton County, Lone Oak County, Montgomery County, Searcy County, Sevier. Those are the counties we're waiting on. Sevier and Searcy, Montgomery, Lone Oak.
It says live, and I'm still trying to see on AP where it shows live.
Fulton and Dallas. You don't have to look for live in Bradley.
No, I was looking at the Associated Press.
Well, it's not on your site. I'm saying it. It's updated at 10:40. It just updated again right now. And he is leading by 1,000. Let's see, that's 57 from 182.
Click to see tonight's election results.
He's leading by 1,125.
No, I don't want to.
But it sounds like there's most likely going to be a
Republican. There we go.
I'm just wondering if the machine is doing this.
Most likely.
Like, comments about this is so new to me.
Yeah. Democrat, Republican. Secretary of State, Norris. No. %83 of votes counted. So now I'm sharing the Associated Press website. It's a little more updated.
This is interesting.
It shows Brian Norris just a little bit ahead.
Saying that Faulkner County is only 64% results in.
Okay, let's go back and see any more updates. Okay, here are some election results from Michelle Great's election day at Horseshoe Bend. You can see the numbers there. It's like Brian Norris won that area. Tom Cotton, of course, wins there. Cole Jester wins that area as well. County Treasurer, that's a pretty close race. There's 11 undervotes. That could make a difference. It's 107 to 99. Justice of the Peace. Wow, that's decided by 7 votes. And there's 4 undervotes. Frank Fowler appears to have won that race. That's bizarre. 0 votes in this race. This can't be right. This must be early voting results. There's 4 candidates running for Justice of the Peace District 7, and they have 0 votes. That is strange. These other 2 Justices of the Peace have a certain number of votes. Here's another one. Constable, 0 votes. Let me see back here. I got bumped out of the live stream when trying to refresh it. It keeps getting blurry for some reason. I don't know why it does that. Well, I don't know why it keeps blurring on me. So let me get back up to here. Back to AP. Looks like AP has a slightly more updated 84% of votes counted. Brian Norris is still ahead by just over 100 votes. Or 81,000. I'm sorry, 81,000. All right. Made a mistake. It's over 1,000 votes. It's still nowhere near 50% he would need to win this race outright.
Plain Mountain, reading so far at about 1,133. We're still waiting on several counties. I wonder what happened to Poinsett. Well, he won it.
I don't know. Let me go see Poinsett. What race are we looking for, Poinsett?
I was just thinking about. No, I'm not looking for a race. I was thinking about how I heard they lost power earlier.
Oh, interesting. Poinsett County looks like they
Norris won it.
statewide county coroner, county judge. Looks like the results are all in. So whatever issue happened there didn't look it affected anything.
But it's still extremely close.
Yeah. Let's see. What's another state representative race that we were looking for? Mark Nichols. Well, no, I can't tell. Mark Nichols versus Brian Carter up in Wayne, Northwest Arkansas.
Wayne Long won.
Oh, yeah, Wayne Long. That's diehard conservative. What area is he in?
He is. Goodness, his first district. I don't know. What district? He was up against Cody Smith. Remember?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Cameron Cooper won. District 57. I'm here. Wayne Long is District 39.
Okay.
I noticed you've been sneezing maybe all.
Yeah. Okay, folks. I don't see it on Wayne Long's personal page. It looks like
It's on our Republican Patriots.
Republican Patriots of Arkansas. Let me go to them. That seems odd because it said 83% votes counted, and then it said 84, and then it went back to 83. Well, let me see here. It's back to 83. So we're still looking on the other Secretary of State's website. Looks like Brian Norris is still ahead in that one. Okay, this is Republican Patriots of Arkansas. They are congratulating Cameron Cooper on winning for State Representative District, looks like 57. And then they had here, they were supporting Mark Nichols. Let me see that race because I was looking at that race. I was looking at that race at random. So Mark Nichols won. He has, I got to do the math here. Hold on. So he's ahead of Brian Carter in Randolph County by 233 votes. Brian Carter is ahead of Brian Nichols in Clay County by 2 votes. And so, but Mark Nichols is ahead of Brian Carter in Greene County by 58 plus 20 is 78 votes. So it looks like Mark Nichols has won as well. And I don't know if Republican Patriots is going to announce that, but it looks like Mark Nichols appears to have won that race in Arkansas District 1. Republican Patriots of Arkansas has posted that. I'm going to message them. Well, let me go to their page. They may already have it. Those look like all the results. Let me go back to the state page. Let's see here. Partial of precincts fully 17. Partially. I guess that means they're all. I think they're all counted there. But it means that. I don't know what's going on with the holds. And they're congratulating Wayne Long for winning House for State Representative District 39. They're congratulating Ron Caldwell for winning District 10. Does not look like Cody Powers won his race. It looks like Longmire won that race. But it looks like I'm going to text here. Posting it as a question mark. But it looks like Mark Nichols appears to have won. Because I don't see where other places where he could have. Sorry, folks. Let me just disable camera here because I'm having a little bit of an issue with my sinuses. Because again, it shows him getting. It looks like he's got well over 200 votes in this county, and then a little over 50, not quite 70 votes in this county. Well, not quite 80 votes in this county, and a little over 200 votes in this county, and he only loses this county by 2 votes. So and it looks like everything's counted in for Randolph. These 3 counties up in the corner here. It looks like they're counted. They're already, all the counting's gone on there. So based upon that, I guess it looks like Mark Nichols has won. Let me go back to Patriots. I'm going to just make this comment here. It looks like he won his race. So I've just posted the question mark there. Now, this, of course, make up the Arkansas House is a Republican supermajority. However, within that Republican supermajority, there are those who support things like the big giant prison, the other pet projects that are going on that Sarah Huckabee Sanders wants, and there's people that are opposed to it. There's a people that are fighting against Sarah Huckabee Sanders' agenda. I need to turn this off. This light, it's kind of getting to me. And it's getting a little late, too. Let me check AP again. Let me hit the refresh on it. They're supposed to refresh on their own. There is, of course, a big conservative fight within the Republican Party of Arkansas between the establishment and conservatives. It is saying now, okay, 85% of the vote in. Brian Norris is leading Kim Hammer by looks like a little more than 1,000 votes. And Kathy Harrison is in third place. I guess I don't really want to use this Facebook live stream from Brian's system. It seems like it's blocking everything. Okay, and then this is a sheriff's race. This is posted by Greg Geary. Between Edwards and Williams for sheriff for, I don't know what county this is. Okay, look, somebody's campaigning for Jeff Williams for White County. Wow, that's a pretty close race right there. So White County, which I think is Morrilton area, you're going to have a runoff for sheriff. Now, I don't know. Landslide, it looks like, for Aaron. Let's see Mariah Cobb, what she has to say about the Aaron Spencer for Lenox County Sheriff race. I don't see any updates. Let me type in Aaron Spencer for sheriff, see if I can get any updates regarding that from there. There's an organization called We Support Aaron Spencer. It's not his election page, but no, nothing on the election there. This may be just more comments in the legal aspect of that. So let me try. We know he was winning the early vote very, very handedly. But have not seen the numbers for the rest of the vote. Let me see any comments. Newest comments first. Somebody praying. Okay, yeah, those I think were just early votes. I think and I said before, he was dominating that race. Let me go to county. Lone Oak. They have 0 votes in. So it's probably going to eventually, if they do get their act together, they'll show everything. Let's see Associated Press. Okay, the Associated Press does not do the county race. So well, some of the drama regarding Lonoke County, for those who don't know, the this is from Aaron Spencer for Lonoke County page, which you can follow. The resignation of our county clerk during early voting demands a direct response. I am requesting the Arkansas State Board of Election Commissioners appoint certified election monitors to Lonoke County immediately. Every Lonoke County deserves the accountability and transparency that only independent, on the ground oversight can provide. Getting this election right is non negotiable. And apparently, KRK4 and THV11 did not include that in their broadcast. So I don't know what is going on in Lonoke County. Fortunately, at least there appears to be somebody there monitoring what's going on and showing at least some results. If you go to Aaron Spencer for Lonoke County's page, so far they haven't seen anything yet. It's a three-way race. Again, if Aaron Spencer does not get 50%, whoever doesn't get the of the three people that run, if nobody gets 50%, then it'll be a runoff between the top two. Let's see, where can I look for? a reporting from THV11. Let me take a little bit. You spent your life as a leftist activist pretending to be a judge. Oh, I know I got some footage of that clown. So that's some of THV11's footage. I'm trying to see where I have. I know that I did a video about Judge Wendell Griffin years ago. After he did his stunt regarding ending the death penalty, for which he should have been removed from the Supreme Court but wasn't. This is him right here. He faced ethics charges over this. This is a guy that could be a county judge. They never did, and it's a mistake. They should have. They should have impeached Wendell Griffin. He's been a joke and a circus act for decades. I know somewhere in my videos I have a video of Wendell Griffin, but anyway, he's likely going to be, so he's going to be the Democrat for Pulaski County Judge. Let's do a refresh on what is going on in Lonoke County. And I don't see anything. Nothing here at all. Let's go back to AP. AP will not show any of the results for any of the smaller races, but there is, of course, for Secretary of State, still at 85% votes counted. And it shows Brian Norris leading by less than, looks like just now less than 1,000. Oh my goodness, District 21. Let me look at District 21. Hold on a second. Okay, it looks like Ron Caldwell has thoroughly beaten Trey Boder Donahan. Nobody in Yale County. You have to kind of hover over the counties to see. Brian King defeats Bobby Ballinger. Oh my goodness, where is... But you gotta know which county they're in. This is State Senate. There's another race that's gotten some interesting issues. There is the race between, for State Senate District 21, between Jeremy Woolridge and the incumbent, who is Blake Johnson. Blake Johnson has been putting out a whole bunch of ads claiming that he has been fighting against communist China. Okay, this is, and I'm trying to see where either of these people are. I don't know where Senate District 21 is. I'd have to. Greene County. Okay, Greene County. They said the Greene County Fairgrounds. I assume that if you campaign in Greene County, then it stands to reason that. Where is Greene County? Wait, I can go here. I'm going to need to go to bed soon. I'm starting to lose out on my ability to think here. So, Blake Johnson beats Jeremy Woolridge in that section, but Jeremy Woolridge beats Blake Johnson in that county. He beats him in that county. And then he handily beats him in this county. So it looks like Jeremy Wooldridge has won has defeated Blake Johnson. Some of these Blake Johnson ads were just off the wall weird. Everything from him claiming to have personally kicked China out of Arkansas to I don't know how to describe it. It was just weird. It had some AI stuff where he would Blake Johnson's on video of trashing the Republican women years ago. He posted some other stuff, but yeah, and for some reason I saw it even though I'm nowhere near his area. Oh, here's Courtney Life. Sorry, I don't know why Facebook does this stupid thing where we're still waiting on Lonoke County. We had early voting results, but for some reason Lonoke County's system would not give any of the others. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Let me go ahead and let me stop sharing this screen and go ahead and X out. Overall conclusion is Aaron Spencer has won with over 50% of the vote, which means he is elected as the Logan County Sheriff. Actually, I can't remember if they had a Democrat or not, but for all intents and purposes, he is most likely going to be will be elected the Logan County Sheriff, but pending, of course, unless they try to have him detained or stopped with the trial. And it looks like, according to Associated Press, that Brian Norris will have the majority of votes in the Secretary of State's race, but will not have 50%. So it looks like that race is going to go into a runoff March 31st. It'll be interesting to see if the crooked consultant Chris Caldwell will put out some more slanderous tweets regarding uh, Brian Norris or not, or will people revolt against that? It seems like that seemed to really hurt Kim Hammer and Kathy Harrison. Kathy Harrison has promised to file a lawsuit against Chris Caldwell regarding those texts. Overall, it seems like a lot of conservatives appear to have won most of their races. Most of the people that Republican Patriots of Arkansas wanted, most of people that Conduit News wanted, appear to have won. Wayne Long, Brian King, Cameron Cooper, Mark Nichols, Scott Stubbs did not win. John Kyle Day. It seems that a lot of the CFC 75 candidates, regarding those that were supported by Conduit News, appear to have won. Aaron Spencer appears to have won. Jeremy Woolridge has unseated Blake Johnson. That is huge. Let me go to Conduit's page if I can see any more updates. These are fairly recent. His polls are, the counting is about done. Overall, it looks like a lot of, now in that one special area, the replacement for Gary Stubblefield, the conservatives wanted somebody else, but they got somebody that says they were opposed to the prison. So we'll kind of have to wait and see on that. We're going to have a fiscal session coming up, but the big race is going to be Arkansas Secretary of State. It looks like it's going to be between Brian Norris, who has a majority of the votes, and Kim Hammer. And the fact that it seems like Kim Hammer outspent Brian Norris by a lot, but it still looks like it's going to be a big race. But overall, it seems to be a all right night for conservatives. There were some races that a Conduit wanted to win, but they were kind of long shots. But it seems like conservatives have overall had a good night. Well, folks, it's been a long day. I've got to get to work tomorrow. Find a way to get involved. Don't rest too easy, because we still gotta. Our goal is to kick this guy in the glasses out of the Republican Party. He's a parasite. He lost. I think overall he lost. I think a lot of people are sick of the consultant class running the Republican Party, but we have a long way to go. Again, I'm not endorsing any candidates. I'm just saying what's going on here. And again, what it appears to be is that people are sick and tired of the way things are going regarding the Republican Party. They want real reform. Well, folks, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked are stopped, the people are happy. And it's part of a Bible verse. I need to look up an actual graphic for it to put it up. But anyway, I'm going to end this. Y'all have a good day. Rest for a little bit, and then see what other runoffs are going on. There's a runoff race in Cleveland County for their county judge. There's lots of other things going on. So election, and then of course the fiscal session soon coming up. Several counties are going to be doing county conventions. There's supposed to be a state convention. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And I don't know what effort's going to be to kick this globalist out of the Republican Party of Arkansas. But whatever happens, follow this channel, and I'll try to give you the best updates best I can. Y'all have a good night.